Hello, I'm Zardas, and let's play City Skylines. Welcome back to Copper Ridge. This will be episode 5 in the series, and let's go ahead and get started. Unpause the game, and we're going to add a little to Rimmer Park first of all, because I want to get some people coming in here, and we need to get a little bit of fire service in here, which we are running low on budget money here, but that's okay. And I wonder who's spawning a fire helicopter. That's a little weird, but okay. We're going to come off this way. And this road is going to be our emergency services road. So we'll get those in there. We want to spawn fire trucks. We don't want to spawn fire helicopter. Well, you know, we can have a fire helicopter, I suppose. But anyway, we do want to bulldoze that real quick. Looks like we had a little bit of a forest fire that turned into a house fire. But anyway, we're going to let's see, we need more people. So we're going to come up this way. We will go up onto the hill a little bit. Do another grid-like thing here. Bring this down another little bit. And that'll work, I think. So now we need water in here. And a lot of that already has water, but we will come down about there and then come down this way. And bring this one down as well. Like that. Okay. So now we can come in here and zone some housing. We'll let that fill in. In the meantime, another thing I want to do today is just mark where we're going to put some more towns so that you guys can come up with some names. So we have Aspen Village here. I want a town over here as well. Probably fill like this area here. This little valley. It'll be kind of a large town. Definitely not called High Square. This is going to be a trailhead. We're not going to do that right now, but I've already decided that, so we'll come up with a name, but like a name for the trail, but for now we'll just mark that as trailhead. And I want something probably here. I'm going to go ahead and name this one myself here. It's going to be Hillside. Just because of the small hill, and because I have, I've already made a road sign for Hillside. And then over in here, I want another town. This could be a bit bigger, I think. But this valley in here seems ripe for a city. Even though there's no water there. Which could be a problem. I mean, all the other places have been on the water except for High Square, but that definitely, I mean, you've got a valley coming this way and a valley this way leading into one, so that makes sense for a town to be there. Over here, I think it just made sense. Maybe we'll have some more forestry industry back in here, and that would be a little town that would develop around that. I'm not sure. But come up with a name for Fawn Park and high square, and then also provide any suggestions for a name for a trail that will be somewhere in the mountains, probably. But anyway, let's get back to this and see how we are developing. Speed the game up. I'm going to have a little tea while we watch people move in. Okay. So we are getting people moving in here, so I'm going to go ahead and start the road layout for the commercial area here. I'm going to bring this down to here, come back over here as well. And I'm okay with that intersecting there. We're going to not have a traffic light though. Then we'll do another square there. We're going to have to redo a lot of these power lines, but that's okay. Come down like that. And then we'll go ahead and bring this down that way. And halfway through here, we will have another grid square. Like that. So that'll be the main commercial area, or at least part of it. There's probably going to be a little bit more commercial. Let's go ahead and build it, I suppose. So this road is going to go off to Aspen. Aspen Village, I should say. And it's going to need to cross the trams.
Welcome to
So we'll bring it up here. I'm going to turn on straight slope.
That's not classist, that's classicist.
And go to 9 meters. I don't know if I want to curve or turn right like that. Although that's not too bad, I suppose. And then we'll go straight this way. I don't know if I went down far enough there. Looks like I did. Okay, so that can be our... Yeah, actually I don't like this. I'm going to redo this side. Starting there and coming down over 10 squares. And then we can go like that, and we will just make it a little bit smoother. Smooth that out just like that. Or, you know what we'll do? We will do it this way. I want a straight line there. And then we'll go ahead and have that angle like that. And I'm not too pleased with how that looks, but that's alright. So then that road will continue on to Aspen, which we will not build at this time. But what we can do is we can make that into an intersection. And then bring this. But you know what we could have done? We don't need a bridge here at all. Because this is a rural area, we can just do something like that. this can go off with that angle. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then this is going to come up here, and we'll actually cross in that direction as well. And then come alongside the rail. Like that. Okay, so now let's change some of these traffic junctions. Those are all fine. Here we want a stop sign. That can go off that way as well. I think that just ruined the junction a little. No, that's fine. Stop and stop. Okay, power. I messed with power, didn't I? That's why we're paused. So this is going to come across here like that for now. And then bring this over. Like that. And that should get everybody power. Okay. So now we can start to add in some commercial. Let's double check the water here. This one in that direction. In fact, we might be able to, it might make sense to have a little industry over here. Now that I'm looking at that. Just a tiny bit of generic industry. Because then eventually we could have a rail station in there. I want a passenger rail and a... Yeah, we could do a freight rail here too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Put a tiny bit of generic industry over here. See if they get power. That should give them power. So now Rimmer Park is taking shape, I think. I'm excited. This whole region is really starting to take shape with the different areas. And once we get each one set up, then we're just going to go around, and when we have demand, we're going to pick one and make it grow. And we'll probably add some roads based on how traffic is doing. Let's look at traffic right now. It's like no traffic. This area is going to get a little bit more demand. But I think Frisco will probably develop into a larger industrial area. I think we may have small industrial things like over here in Rimmer Park. We've now got a tiny bit of industry, but the bulk of it will probably be here in Frisco. So we'll go for, and because that's where we have the highway access, and there's rail right there. So we're gonna go with that. But in the meantime, let's add a little more commercial in here. Just go ahead and fill that in there a bit. We've got people cutting around. Don't like that. I would much rather they go through the circle, but we'll keep an eye on that. Suppose if you're here it might make sense, because then otherwise you'd have to go all the way over that way. But in the meantime, now we don't need... This is all connected power, so we can get rid of this. And we're still at a healthy unemployment level, so we can keep adding more commercial to this area. Let's add this and that. This is about as much industry as I want in this area. We'll get this one more block here. And what policies do we have here that we can do? I can't do city planning yet. And I don't like what they've done to the cliff here, but I'll live with that. So now we should have power down here. Can take these ones out. That was too far. Just trying to fill in enough of this to get the power all connected. We're almost there. So Rimmer Park is really picking up in popularity here. So now we can take this out. We are getting quite a bit of sewage coming out here now. Which will then, we have to make sure that we're not pulling water from any of our bodies of water. What is this? Oh, the recycling center. Okay. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to need to have a water treatment facility. And then we'll pull water. Oh look, busy town. City planning we can do now. Tourism, traffic bans and stuff like that. That's great. Filter industrial waste. Yeah. And we have many more roads to choose from. Excellent. How are we doing on power and water, by the way? Doing okay. So, eventually I do want to connect all of our water sources here and probably pull water from like over here or like, yeah, probably up here. That will probably be our water source, our larger one at least. Okay, so speed the game back up. And, yeah, Rimmer Park is really looking good. Quite pleased. What road could we... If highway? We do. We're going to do this to increase the speed there. So that there's a little more flow. And because we don't need any zoning on there anyway. So let's go ahead and fill that in as well. We have a few buildings that are doing vanilla trees. That's okay. They blend in a little bit better now.
Of that same star,
So this interchange is flowing rather nicely as people turn off and go that way.
to seek for a king was there,
Nobody's really stopping, so that's good. How is
and to follow the star
this circle? This is getting a little bit busier here. I don't know why people are stopping. But it flows okay. It will get busier and busier, so eventually we may have to figure out a way to do this differently for Timber Creek. And part of that will be to get some public transit going. Because I have a feeling that we have a lot of the traffic here is people going down here to Rimmer Park. Because Timber Creek is almost all residential, which we do need to get more residential in. We have that demand now again, so let's go ahead and fill that space. And this here. That might be kind of the extent over here of River Park. Let's go ahead and get some buses running. So I want the biofuel bus depot, I think. Costs a little bit more, but there is less pollution and we will get biofuel buses. So we'll go ahead and place that over here in Frisco. Bring it, not there. This is already starting to get backed up as well. Which eventually, what we could do now actually is continue this road. Let's turn on topographic. Continue this one this way. To there. Pause the game because we're going to take out power here. And then we're going to do that. And what I want to do is turn this into a curve. Like that. Reconnect power so we can unpause the game. And then decide how to do this interchange. This can be another circle. So what we're going to do is use the circle here. And this is going to be a bigger one. We're going to go... I'm going to do it this way. 10 by 10. And then we're going to bring this right in here. This one. I'm gonna do this real quick. Bring this one in like that. Take out the centers. Replace with highways. Unpause the game. So now we should have much less traffic at this interchange as people are coming directly that way and then heading through the circle. And we could optimize this by having better entrance and exits, but for now, that is what we're going to stick with. Okay, buses. That's what we were working on. Going to bring a road in here, out over here, like that. And then we can go ahead and get our bus depot in here. Like that. And I think we're going to need to get power over to... Yeah.
Hello again from the classics, the home
And
of
water as well. Let's do that for water. And actually, we're going to add another water tower here, because I think we're going to need it. We have the money. We're going to go ahead and connect to our water sources here. In the shortest routes possible. May not entirely be realistic. That should connect to all of it, yeah. So now we know that all of that is connected. Okay, buses. We have a bus depot now, so we just need to do a couple bus lines. And first of all, let's get one in Frisco. Come here, here. Have 2 stops in the residential area. And then come over to the industrial area. And we only need 1 stop there. So that one we will call Frisco. Then I want another line that is going to connect residential Frisco. So start here. Like we'll start down here, I think. 1 there, 1 there. And then this is going to come all the way down to Rimmer Park. Stop there. And there. And come back and complete the line. Frisco to Rimmer Park. Then I want a Timber Creek to Frisco. Do this and there. And then it will stop. Here we've got buses lining up already. Got the buses out the wazoo here. 1 stop there and 1 stop here. And then it will go back to Timber Creek. So this is Frisco, Timber Creek. We'll do 1 more that is Timber Creek to River Park. You can stop there and there. that one will be called River Park. And maybe do one more real quick, actually. In River Park, that connects all of it. Residential. There. And then come over to there. Stop. As well. Alright. So that should cut back a little bit on the traffic. Not a ton, but at least a little bit. And I think we'll leave it there. So today we expanded Rimmer Park with more commercial and industrial and a little bit more residential. We added a few more districts for future development that we need names for. And then we also added the bus lines. I guess that's all we did. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, then go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't, then too bad. Not really sure why you're still watching. But let's load up our cinematic and go ahead and watch it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.